Sheikh Keane, jazz musician and poet, was born Ellsworth McGranaham on the Caribbean island of St. Vincent on May 20, 1927, into a humble family that loved books and music. Keane was educated at schools in Kingstown, the capital of St. Vincent. He was a jazz musician and poet. Keane was taught to play the trumpet by his father, Charles, who died when he was 13. He gave his first public recital at the age of 6, and when he was 14 years old, Keane led a musical band made up of his brothers. By the 1940s, with his mother Dorcas working to raise 6 children, he joined one of the island's leading bands, Ted Lawrence and his Silvertone Orchestra. During his early adulthood in St. Vincent, his principal interest was literature, rather than music. In his teens, he was dubbed Shakespeare by his school friends, because of the love of prose and poetry. Keane emigrated to Great Britain in 1952, and worked on the BBC Radio's Caribbean Voices, reading poetry and interviewing fellow writers and musicians. He began reading literature at London University by day, while also playing the trumpet in London nightclubs, working in a number of styles including cabaret, high life, mento, calypso, and jazz. In 1959, he committed more time to jazz. He spent 6 years as a member of pioneering alto saxophonist Joe Harriot's band. Harriot's group was the first in Europe, and one of the first worldwide, to play free jazz, and Keane contributed mightily to the band's artistic success, thanks to his fleet and powerful improvisatory skills on trumpet and flugelhorn. During this period, Keane and Harriot also played extensively with English jazz pianist Michael Garrick, often in a poetry and jazz setting, and also with the Mike Mackenzie Harlem All-Stars. Keane also made a small handful of records under his own name, but these were usually light jazz, a world away from his work with Harriot and Garrick. In 1966, Keane left Britain to settle in Germany, where he became featured soloist with the Kurt Edelhagen Radio Orchestra, and also joined the preeminent European jazz ensemble of the 1960s, the Kenny Clark-Francie Boland Big Band. While in London, Keane started his family life in 1953 with Christian Ricard from Lyons, France. They settled down in Tufnell Park and had 2 sons in the early 1960s, Alan and Noel Julian. They moved to Notting Hill to live with his friend and bandmate, Coleridge Good. At some point, Keane formed a relationship with Scots-born Elizabeth Uma Ramanan, with whom he had a son, Roland Ramanan, in 1966. Around that time, Keane left for Germany to join Edelhagen's orchestra. Keane's musical career was set aside in the early 1972, as he returned to St. Vincent, where he took up a government position as Director of Culture and remained in the post until 1975. After that, he turned to teaching as his main profession, while continuing to write poetry. His collection of poems, One a Week with Water, was published in 1979, and won the prestigious Cuban Casa de las Americas Prize for Poetry. In 1981, Keane moved to New York City, settling in the Bedford-Stuyvesant section of Brooklyn. He did not return to music until 1989, when he rejoined Michael Garrick and his old bandmates Coleridge Good and Bobby Orr for a tour in honor of Joe Harriot. In 1991, Keane appeared in a BBC Arena documentary with the Jamaican poet Linton Kwesi Johnson, filmed by Anthony Wall. In 1991, Keane married Margaret Bino in Brooklyn. After that, he established a regular work pattern in Norway from 1991 to his death on November 11, 1997 in Oslo. In 2003, he was honored by the government of St. Vincent with the unveiling of a life-size bust at the Peace Memorial Hall in Kingstown. May he continue to rest in eternal peace. If you've listened to us this far, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to share and subscribe for future notifications about more Caribbean celebrities. One love.